Hey everybody, so tonight Lifetime airs the final episode to the three-part mini-series for Keeping Up with the Joneses. This particular episode will be titled The Wrong Black Male, which is a follow-up to the second episode, which was titled The Wrong Letter, that aired last week. So my question is, if you have seen the previous episodes for Keeping Up with the Joneses, how do you feel about this show? How did you feel about the second episode? I did a discussion on the first episode, and I just want to highlight a few things that occurred in the second episode. And the reason why I don't want to do a full discussion for the second episode is because honestly, I really wasn't into the second episode. I really felt as though this episode was just all over the place. For example, the episode opens up to the youngest Jones daughter, Tara, and she's at her laptop and she suddenly gets this encrypted message that comes across her laptop screen, which kind of reminds me of a scene out of the horror film Saw. And it is a person letting her know that they have Robin, who is the stepmother, they have Robin in their possession. So they basically have kidnapped Robin. They even send a short snippet of Robin being held and hands tied with some sort of gag around her mouth. And this is how the second episode opens up, which is pretty consistent with how the first episode opened up, with showing the audience a preview of what was to come in the episode. So in this episode, we have a detective that interviews all the sisters, including the stepmother Robin, in regards to the half brother's death from the first episode, which of course we all know that Robin did kill the brother only because of the fact that he tried to kill them, which she had already told the detective, but it seems as though the detective did not want to believe that that was all there was to the story. So by episode 2, Robin is obviously shook. She was very rattled, and at this point, she was proposing to the sisters that they sell the family business to Webb. Remember, Webb is the character played by the actor Ted McGinley from episode 1. He was also the associate of the patriarch of the Jones family, and at this point, he just wants the Jones business, and he has proposed to Pam as well as Robin what he is willing to pay for the family's business. And Robin wants to sell, but Pam does not. So this creates a friction throughout the entire episode where Pam expresses she doesn't trust Robin, and she goes on to have these secret meetings with her sister to make sure as shareholders they do not listen to Robin and give up their shares of the company and decide to sell the company to Webb. Speaking of Pam, at this point, their younger sister Tara has dropped out of boarding school and has no plans to go back or no plans to even go to college. So Tara pretty much tries to beg all of her sisters for a place to stay, and eventually Pam rewards her with a place to stay. But there is some issues going on between them because Tara learns that Pam is having an affair with their sister's Kayla's boyfriend. And with this information, she literally begins to blackmail her own sister. Also, in this episode, we had the middle sister, Carrie Jones, who meets this guy by the name of Lance Jenkins. And in my opinion, he looks like Michael B. Jenkins. He looks like Michael B. Jordan. But nonetheless, he woos Carrie throughout this episode and kind of stalks her as he ends up just about everywhere she is at. And quickly, Carrie becomes smitten with him. But unfortunately, with the help of her sister Tara, Carrie quickly learns that Lance Jenkins is not just some random guy that is wooing her. He is actually the son of Webb, the same man who is attempting to buy their family's business. And unfortunately for Carrie, Lance is only seeing her to get information in regards to the family business so that he can take it back to his father and please Daddy Dearest. And I was a little confused about that whole thing. It doesn't seem as though Webb has raised Lance at all. It seems as though at some point Lance found himself in some legal trouble and Webb bailed him out, not because he loved him, but according to Lance, only because he was attempting to save the family's name, even though Lance Jenkins is not named after Webb, clearly Jenkins and Webb, but still, I guess Webb was attempting to save his own name because, after all, that is still his son, and therefore that is still his reputation. And unfortunately, again, for Carrie, Lance was only seeing her to get information for his father, which that did not work out in Lance's favor because Lance's father actually did not need his information after all. And Lance's father, Webb, decided to cut ties with Lance by giving him a share of his inheritance and sending him on his way. And this will make for an interesting storyline moving on to the third and final episode because Lance actually rips up the inheritance check given to him by Webb and throws it back at his father out of disappointment. So I just wonder, will Lance be the one to help Carrie with his father? But if he does so and let Carrie know about what his father has done, then he also risks losing Carrie because she would know that he conspired with his father to go up against her company by using her in the process. So Lance Jenkins was no longer needed by his father Webb because actually Carlos, the Joneses have brother that was killed in the first episode. His sister obtained the information that Webb was looking for on the Joneses business by drugging Tara and making a copy of the key to the family's home, and she broke into the home, got the information that she was looking for, and she gave it to Webb. Meanwhile, Kayla is preparing for her wedding, and it's ridiculous because she feels the need to snoop through her boyfriend's pockets, her fiance's pockets, because she suspects that he is cheating. Unfortunately, I don't know if it was because of the stress of what the family had been going through lately, or was it because of the stress of wondering if her boyfriend was cheating on her, or maybe a combination of all of the above. But in this episode, she does lose her baby to a miscarriage. And all of these scenes, including many that I did not mention, leads up to the kidnapping of Robin, or at least I thought she was kidnapped till she came back and was apparently released by her kidnappers, only for me to discover at the end of the episode that Robin is indeed working with Webb, and it seems as though she has a relationship with Webb. So this is going to make for an interesting conclusion of this mini series. This second episode has left me with so many questions. I mean, has Robin been in cahoots with Webb since the very first episode, or is this something that just happened between her and Webb where now it looks like they are hooking up? Will Kayla ever discover that her sister Pam has been having an affair with her fiance, and as well as many other countless women has also been having an affair with her fiance? Although I have a feeling Kayla already knows the answer to some of those questions. Will Carrie and Lance Jenkins work together to bring down Webb? And as far as Tara goes, I really don't know where she fits into this whole big picture, but nonetheless, let me know what you all think in the comment section. Let me know if you'll be tuning in for the final episode to this 3-part mini series tonight on Lifetime. That is it. I will talk to y'all soon. Peace.